I'm like, being. And you know what? I'm actually a veteran in this thing. So I can actually give you the tips you need. The environment you stay in affects your mindset. It affects how you think, how you interact with people, how you live as a human. A lot of 100 naira will get you a lot of things in this place. Come and wear bedroom slippers or wear ripped jean or wear t-shirt. Dress the part. Hi guys, it's your girl Layefa Stephanie, or you can call me Ella, and I'm here to give you some house hunting tips that you need in Lagos, Nigeria. Trust me, with these tips, nobody can do you that in Lagos because I'm going to give you all the tea that you need. Okay, so if you know you're interested, I've done this video before. Okay, I did this video a couple of months back in August of 2022. I actually did it in a car, and the video was okay, was nice, but for one reason in particular I decided to just delete it from my channel. And I'm like, you know what, people actually need this info, because for the past 1 year 6 months, in fact as far as like 2 weeks ago, I keep getting like questions from people, from acquaintances, from close friends, and they're like, hey Layefa, hey Steph, what's up? I'm trying to move to Lagos, or I'm trying to move to another part in Lagos. How did it go? Who was your agent? What were the things you needed to have? All this type of things. And you know what? I'm actually a veteran in this thing, so I can actually give you the tips you need. Okay, so first on my list has to be location, because location is super key. It's super important, and location actually affects your life. When choosing a location, you have to look for like a very serene. I like to hear cars and lorries. I like to hear horns and cars, movement of cars. Those that I'm a city girl in that way. Like I wouldn't like to stay in like a suburban area, all those type of areas, all those country. I like to hear the streets moving. That is the way I can live and I can sleep well and I can know that I'm actually in the world. Okay, so and one thing I want you to know is that if you're looking for an area, there are different areas in Lagos. But I feel like you should go for an area that you'll be comfortable with, that you'll be able to function properly, at the same time you'll be able to rest properly. Now, there were 2 reasons why I chose the area I'm staying right now in Lagos. Number one, because of the access to the area. There are lots of things that are accessible in the area. I'll go in depth later on. And then second of all is the environment. One thing I know is that the environment you stay in affects your mindset. It affects how you think, how you interact with people, how you live as a human being. So when I was choosing the area, I was like, I don't want any area that will come and make me worse. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to be a lady. I'm trying to be a woman. I'm trying to be an adult, a full, proper adult that will take full responsibility of everything that she needs to do. One of the factors I put into mind when I was getting an apartment. Access was key to me as well. And then how linked is the area? Like, can you link here to here? Can you link here to here? So my office is on the mainland, and I stay on the mainland in Lagos. As you know, there's mainland and there are mainlanders, trenches, and then there's the islanders and stuff. I stay on the mainland, but I want to say there's a posh area in the mainland. It's neutral. It's just there. It's cool. It's nice. And how accessible are you to things? Very accessible. This area literally has everything that I need. The location is good for me. And one thing I didn't want were like, so because my dad stays in Benin, my parents stay in Benin, and one thing that really pissed me off, three things that pissed me off about that area is, number one, there were like 6 churches on the road on my dad's street in Benin. There are 6 churches, and when they do their weekly and their Sunday service, you can literally hear it. It's so, I know we're supposed to love, but it's so disturbing. It's like it's noise pollution as far as I'm concerned, and I wasn't comfortable with that. Number 2, I just feel like it was at the outskirts of town, because where we were living before was literally at the center. I knew people were on the street, literally across. If you just come out of the street, you see like, you could hear noise, you could hear cars, but this one is so calm, so quiet. I couldn't leave. And then I think the third thing was like light isn't really constant, because I don't know if it's changed or it's the same thing, but I just know that light isn't really constant, and I couldn't leave like that. Like, I can't do it. It affects me mentally. Okay, so location is the first thing that you should look at when you're trying to get a place in Lagos, because that is super key. As you all know, Lagos has traffic. From my house, from my apartment to my office is about 10 minutes without traffic. And to me, that is premium. If there's traffic, it's about 20-30 minutes. And in Lagos, 30 minutes, that's premium as far as I'm concerned. So all these things need to be put into place. All these things should be factors for you when getting an apartment in Lagos. Also, for example, what if something happens, like God forbid, okay, like a few weeks back, something was going on in Lagos. As we all know, there was some kind of riots and stuff like that, and one side of my road was blocked. Before I paid my money, okay, I was going to the house like back and forth, talking to the agents and stuff like that to rectify some things. And then in the process, I will always, okay, if I'm coming, I use here. If I'm going, I use the other side. And then I was checking, oh, is there another way out of this road if anything went to go on? And there are literally about 4 access roads. Like, you can literally enter and come out 4 different ways. So if here is blocked, you have like 3 or 2 other ways to leave the road, which is really good. And like I said, access to a lot of stuff. Like literally all my banks are here. All the banks that I use are here. There are a lot of supermarkets, there are a lot of stores, there are a lot of boutiques, a lot. There are a lot of lounges that you can actually chill. Like, there's actually nightlife presence. It's a really cool place for you to chill, which is really nice as well. What else do we have? Yeah, we have a cinema, guys. I have a cinema on my road, so I don't really need to drive to Ikeja or drive to another place. There's literally a cinema, and it's small, which I really like. I think the capacity is about 30 to 50 people, which is how we should be. Not too much crowd, just the way I like it. There are a lot of malls, a lot of stores, a lot of supermarkets, hospitals, eye clinics, everything. There's a secretariat, there's a local government area here. So if you want to do like license or marriage, everything is literally on this road. So you have access to a lot of stuff, and these are one of the things that you should figure out when you're looking for a place. It's not just, oh, is it close to my office, but like, can you live in it? Do you have to go to one destination before you get something, or do you have to go to the other destination to get something? You are literally in the center of everything that you need. Trust me, if I was working from home, I will not leave this house. I won't leave like this area a whole month. I won't step out of here, because if I have bank issues, I can take like 100 naira to get to the bank. We have market issues. There are so many markets. There's one so close, I can stroll. Or if I want to go to the other one, I can use Keke of 100 naira to go. Supermarket 100 naira, cinema 100 naira. A lot of things. A lot of 100 naira will get you a lot of things in this place. So yes, that is one of the factors that you should look at when getting a place. Best time to go for house hunting is when it's actually raining season. I keep telling people this, and they're like, oh, why? Like, is it compulsory? I'm like, obviously it's not compulsory. Surely, if you have money now, then you can get a house. But I'm just saying, the best time to look for a house and get everything that you need to do concerning a house is during rainy season, because that's when you know if the house is going to be flooded. That's when you know if you're in your house, your electronics will not soak in water. Because I keep hearing a lot of this sad, disturbing news that sometimes when rain falls, you can't enter the house, the gate is blocked, or they have to, like, people's phone is soaked, devices and electronics are getting spoiled because water is entering the house. I mean, that's so crazy, and that is so unfair for whoever the landlord or landlady is. So all these things need to be put into place. Is the road accessible? Is it jaga? Let me use that word. The drainage system, is it deep enough? Even if there's no drainage, if it's not that deep, but is there a gutter? Does it look like it has dirt in it? Because that will definitely block it if there's no like proper sanitation and environmental stuff going on. So all these things I think you should actually look at. They seem so small, but if these things start, like if you look at these things and it's done well, trust me, to make your life a whole lot easier, because you cannot be going out every blessed day stressing yourself in traffic, in the office and in other places, and then even your own place that your apartment that you call your home, your safe space, is not good enough for you. Trust me. These are one of the things that you should look at as well. So on my list has to be security. How secure is the environment? I know, yes, God is our keeper and our protector, but also how safe is it? Are there extra measures being taken to create more security? So, like, for example, my place now, there are different streets. I think most streets have street gates. You tend to call them estates, but people will tell you you don't live in an estate, you stay in a close or you stay in a street. To me, it's an estate. As long as there's a gate in front of the streets before you enter my own compound, it's an estate. Take it or leave it. So one thing I noticed when I got to my street was that there was a gate, there was a big gate, and I think there were like 2 to 3 people. I think 2 people in the morning, 3 people at night, which was super good. And I really liked that a lot because of there was a gate. And then when you enter into my street, my compound, before you even enter my compound, there's obviously a gate. When I got into, mind you, this is a new house, nobody has stayed in this house, so I'm the first person. Anybody you see in this my compound right now, we are the first people living in this house. We literally paid when they were not even done with it. So yeah, we're the first, which is actually a plus for me. That means I'm the first. It's to me, it's a sweet thing. But like when I came in at first, the gate was like the normal gate you have to bolt and stuff like that. And then we're like, you know what? We're so many in this house, and there's no room, or there was no little cubicle created for any security guy or anything in the compound. So what we decided to do, this compound has 21 or 24 flats, if I'm not mistaken. One of the two, 21 or 24 flats. So we all contributed, and then we made a jam lock. For those of you who don't know what a jam lock is, a jam lock is kind of like a bolt, but a very super strong bolt. It doesn't open from outside. I don't know how to explain it, but everybody has their key. Okay, for you to enter the compound, you must have a key. The key is what will open the gates. Without the key, there's no way that you can touch anything. That key is what will open it. But if you're already inside the compound, obviously at the back there's something that you can bolt and unbolt what is holding it from anybody to enter. So if nobody is expecting you in the compound, you cannot enter, because somebody with their key has to enter. And then even if they see you outside standing and say, oh, you're waiting for somebody, the rule is that you're not supposed to enter. The person who you're waiting for will come and open the gates for you. That's how we do it, and that is how we keep ourselves secure as well. Some people went as far as making burglaries, because burglaries didn't come with the house. I had to put burglaries on my windows. At first I didn't want to, because I was like, it was going to spoil the beauty, but almost I was convinced. So security comes first, and yeah, that's how it is. Also, the security personnel, how well do they take their jobs? Do they make sure that they do everything well? Do they not just allow people coming in and out? I mean, there has to be like a proper structure on how security is being done. I know some estates in Lagos, they tend to give you passcodes. Without the passcodes, or without like a slip or something, you can come in and you can't see the estate. So, and some people you have to call. All these are all, sometimes they can be annoying, but it's for the greater good. It's to make sure that you're safe. So I think all these things should be put into consideration when you are looking for an apartment in Lagos. So number 3, obviously, for you to get a good house in Lagos, you need to get a good agent. Now, the way all these agents work in Lagos, in fact, in Nigeria, or even in the world, it's just like, it's real estate. So they have a small community. This community belongs to this community. This community belongs to this community. This person knows this. So they have like a circle. So for example, you meet these agents. Normally you pay an agent, some tell you, oh, pay 2,000 at first, some tell you pay 3,000, some tell you pay 5,000. And if you want to use more than one agent, you pay the normal agency to like register with them or something like that. So I remember I registered with a lady at first. Then the lady now called one man. The man now called another man. That man now said, okay, there were some houses. That's how I was just going. They were calling their person, calling their person, calling their person, calling their colleagues, because it's a community, it's a family. Everybody has somewhere from somewhere. I even know an agent that can actually get you an apartment in the UK or in Canada. That's how far and how wide some of these agents here in Lagos they are reaching. So I have gotten that, and that was the whole agent. Then I had about 3 agents, and I paid each of them. I think the first one I paid 5,000, the other one I paid 3,000, and then the other one I paid 2,000. Okay, no, the first one was 5,000, then the other 2 were 3,000 naira each. So yeah, and don't allow anybody deceive you, that because sometimes the agent that you've registered with, yeah, they'll send you to another agent. That agent not tell you that you have to don't do more than yourself. You see this today, that even themselves. Sometimes I regret it, but what to do? It has happened. It has happened. So yeah, in the end, I got what I was looking for, and that's what I'm saying. And I'm comfortable because, mind you, I'm a very selective person. So if I couldn't find what I was looking for, I won't take it. If I didn't feel here was comfortable enough for me, I will not take it, because I don't manage. I don't know how to manage. If it's okay, it's okay. If it's comfortable for me. I won't tell you, oh no, I don't do management. I feel like I'm at a time of my life that some things I'm not supposed to manage, and one thing is my comfort. I will not do anything to hinder my comfort. Yes, I won't do anything that will make me feel uncomfortable. Whatever makes me comfortable is what I'll go for, and that is what I will advise you to. Now, when it comes to the rent, I know sometimes it can be so overwhelming. You can find a really good place, but like the money is like so high and so pricey. First of all, please have a budget. Don't say whatever you have, because that will just make you dip into your pocket way deeper than you should not. And I think that was one mistake I made. I had a budget at first. I had actually had a budget, but for this area, I think my budget was low for what I wanted, and I don't regret it. I don't regret spending such money, because I'm living comfortable. I sleep after facing the whole world and the whole stress and the nonsense and the whole. I come home to my safe space and I'm comfortable. So no money is too much for my comfort. Okay, but I feel like once you know you want to rent a place, please have a budget, a different budget. If you can increase it a little bit, then please do. It's all about your comfort. But just if you have a budget, just have like 30% or just have like 50% extra. Let's say if your budget is about 500,000 naira, have about 550 to be the rent. And mind you, it's not only rent you're paying. Sometimes they'll tell you, when you hear total package includes the rent, it includes agent's fee, not that 3,000 naira that you pay though. This one is another agent fee. Then they have caution fee. I think this is for things that, in case you dismantle or you destroy anything at the house and you're supposed to destroy, that caution fee is supposed to be like money to pay for it. There's a legal fee obviously. For you to get an apartment and sign all the sign, lawyers have to be involved, and their services are not free, they're not cheap. You have to, like, some houses will tell you, some landlords will tell you, if you're not Yoruba, they will not give you the house. If you're not married, they will not give you the house. Even if you're not married, you have to be like your parents and I think 2 guardians to sign for you. Like, isn't that stressful? Are you like, why would you stress me like that? Why will you put me through such because you want to rent me a house? Are you joking? You're not selling me the house, so you're renting it to me. And please dress the part. Don't come and wear bedroom slippers or wear ripped jean or wear t-shirt. Dress the part. You see that period, I was not wearing anyhow something. I can even be at work and then I'll take a scale like, please, I'm coming, I want to quickly do something. I'll change into like a shirt dress or like a blazer or like a 2-piece, like a corporate 2-piece, just to look like I'm not like a small girl that you just do like this, like I'm actually responsible and stuff. So you actually have to look the part, look matter a lot. And then also, if you know you don't have a car, you want to go have something, get ready to pay Uber. Or sometimes the agents will tell you, oh, okay, drop like 5k or drop like 10k and take you around. That's taking right. There's only two houses that you pay 10k for. But it's all good. And then one of the most important things, the amenities. Now, how constant is life? One thing that keeps me in this area, or one of the things that I really love about this my area, is the light. Excuse me, the light is so good. I'm not saying like it's good. There are sometimes that, oh, I won't feel like, but like majority of the time there's always like, there's sometimes that 6 whole days they won't blink the light. It's that good at times. And some days, okay, like a day or like a day and a half, you won't see light and stuff like that, but you have your light, okay. And yeah, and also if you're looking for apartments, there are some apartments that I know that do like this general generator thing, so your own gen is not allowed. So I think you should also find out that as well, if you can bring your own gen, or if there'll be light, how many hours is the light going to be, you know, do they ration it, is it, how many hours is the light going to be off, how many hours is the light going to be on. When it comes to water is super important. Like, is there a borehole, do you buy water, is the water treated, you need to ask all these things. Like, is there a time that, oh, there's no water, for what reason, ask those questions. And then how do you pay for the water? Mine here, what we do is that everybody has their meter. Each apartment has their meter, thank God. So whatever light you're buying for your meter, you're buying it for your own apartment. But the pumping machine, the water has its own meter. So what we do is that every month we contribute to buy units for the meter to pump the water every month, as well as we have a lady who we employ that comes to sweep the whole compound. Like I said, was 21 to 24 flats, I'm not really sure, 21 or 24 flats, and then she sweeps the whole compound, like the passage, the stairs, the grounds, the back, everywhere. She sweeps everything, and then we pay her monthly. And then also, how do they handle it? Is the house registered with Loma? To how frequently do they come to pick up? Because all these things also affect the environment as well. Confirm all these things, like how frequently do they pick trash and stuff. And also the road leading to the compound, is it good? Is it narrow? Is it jagra? Is there a word like that? Is it nice? Just, like stuff like that. Just ask and check if it's something you can live with. Fine. If it's something, I think you should also put that into consideration before you pay for any apartment as well. And also, one thing I'm really grateful for is that I do not live with my landlord or my landlady. It's actually my landlady. I'm glad I don't live, because I'm not comfortable with the idea of living with your landlady. I feel like it's just so stressful, and I don't like it. So I'm glad none of them stay. So that's also a plus. If you're like me, then also find that out as well. If you're the type that you don't care, then you can do whatever you want as well. And then also, when you finally get into the apartment, before you pay, very important, look around the house. Are there things that you need to fix by yourself? How much are you going to spend? Because obviously you want to repaint, you need to buy some things that were not there. And like I told you, it's a new house. I'm the first person living here, so there were a lot of things that were not here that I needed to fix, like the bulbs, the cute lights, chairs. There was no wardrobe. I think some apartments come with wardrobes and stuff, but mine didn't come. I had to build mine from scratch, paid for that, and some other stuff, some cabinets and everything. So you need to put that also into consideration. By the time you pay the rent and then you do all this extra stuff, will you be comfortable? Will you still be in your budget? And even if you go a little bit off your budget, will it affect you? All these things need to put into proper consideration before you decide that you want to pay for an apartment in Lagos. And then I think last but not least, before you enter any house or before you do anything, I think you should pray. If you have like oil or holy water or anointing oil, or even just your mouth, your prayers. I think you should actually pray before you enter the house. I mean, even with all the burglaries and all the bulletproof and everything, God is still the supreme one. So we need to ensure that we put him first before anything. Like mine, before I moved in, before I even moved on the first thing into this apartment, I came spiritual stuff, yes. And yeah, I sprinkled it around the house, did a very short prayer, and I know that this house will bring so many bigger things, a bigger house or my own home. And yeah, that is what I'm praying for. So I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. I hope it was really helpful for you getting your apartment in Lagos. The rent is yearly, not monthly or 6 months. 1 year, after 1 year you pay. It's annual. It's not monthly or fortnightly. Is that what they call it? So you pay yearly, and prices differ. Okay, so I stay in a one-bedroom apartment. Is that how it is? Abroad it's called a one-bedroom, but I think it's room and parlor self-contained. Hey, yes, room and parlor self-contained. Room and parlor self-contained. Okay, that's when the kitchen and everything is inside. Yes, so everything is inside. Everything is inside. So I stay in a room and parlor self-contained. My kitchen, and this house came with 2 bathrooms. Lucky me. And then a very comfortable living room that I'm actually filming from. And my bedroom is quite comfortable for the price, and the area, like I said, the location as well also matters. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope the video was helpful. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Ciao.